Good evening to you all. Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible to you all? Okay, okay, fine. So yesterday, what we have found the angular velocity for the pure rolling. Okay, fine. Now next is okay. The next condition is before starting that condition, I want you to tell something. Make a small note. Okay, fine. You write down like the moment of inertia of any body which is rolling. Okay, the moment of inertia. Okay, the moment of inertia for rolling bodies, okay, is given by I equal to kmr square. I equal to kmr square. Now this k value will change when we change the bodies. Like for the case of ring, in the case of ring, what is the value of the k? Means for ring, what is the value of moment of inertia? That is mr square. Okay, so k will be equal to 1. Okay, so for ring the value of k is equal to okay. So for ring, the value of k is equal to 1. The value of k is equal to 1. What about the disk? What about the disk? It is half. Okay. It is mr square by 2, so k will be equal to half. Then for solid hollow sphere, it is 2 by 3. Very good. Okay. It is 2 by 3. Then solid sphere, it would be 2 by 5. 2 by 5. Very good. Then if I ask you about hollow cylinder, then what is the value of k? 1. Yes. And for solid cylinder, it would be half. So basically what I have done means I have generalized the value of I for rolling bodies. It is equal to kmr square. So depending upon the body which we have taken, we can replace the value of k. For ring it is 1, for disk it is half, for a solid sphere it is 2 by 5, for hollow sphere it is 2 by 3, hollow cylinder it is 1, solid cylinder it is half. Okay. So that is how we can change the value of the k. Fine. So please make a note of this. Okay. Fine. K is some constant. Okay. I am taking k as some constant. Okay. The value of k will change with respect to what object we are taking. We can take the ring. We can take the disk. So whatever is the value of the object, we will change the value of k. See, the rod cannot roll. Okay. So that is why we are not talking about the rod. We only talk about that object which can roll. Like ring can roll, the disc can roll, hollow sphere can roll, solid cylinder can roll, hollow cylinder can roll. Okay, we cannot roll, say, a rectangular plate. Okay, so we won't discuss in rolling motion. Okay, fine. Now, now let us discuss the thing which we have to discuss yesterday. Okay. Now, before that, you write down one problem here. Okay. From the problem only, we will discuss that. The question is, a body, a body of radius a body of radius r and mass m, a body of radius r and mass m is placed on horizontal rough surface, horizontal rough surface with with a linear velocity of with a linear velocity of v naught. Okay, after some time, after some time, after some time, it comes in the condition of pure rolling. It comes in the condition of pure rolling. Okay, pure rolling. Okay, then find first part, find first part, the time at which the body start pure rolling, the time t, the time t at which the body starts pure rolling, pure rolling. Second part, the linear velocity of the body at that time, the linear velocity of body at that time. And third one is the work done by the friction force, the work done by the friction force in the time t. Okay, fine. So that is the condition here, that we have a body of radius r, mass m, is placed on the rough horizontal surface. It is given a linear velocity of v naught. After some time, it comes into the condition of pure rolling. You need to find the time at which the body start pure rolling, the linear velocity of the body at that time, and the work done by the friction force. Okay. So if you draw the figure here, let us suppose this is the body. This body can be any body. It can be disc, it can be solid sphere, it can be hollow sphere, solid cylinder, whatever is the body. Okay. Now on this body, I have given a linear velocity of v naught. Okay. It is moving over a surface which has friction. So we can take the coefficient of surface as mu. Okay. At time t equal to 0, we have given a linear velocity. Now basically what will happen? When you give a linear velocity to this body, okay, the friction force will act on this body. Okay. What will be the direction of the friction force at this condition when we give a velocity v naught? Is it on the left side or right side? On the left side, obviously, because the body is there, we are giving velocity. So friction will try to oppose the motion of the body. Fine. That is F. Now when the friction will come into play, then this friction, this body has some radius r. Fine. Now when this friction will come into play, this friction will provide the torque. Means if I find the torque of this body about the center O, then this friction will provide the torque. Because of that torque, this body will start rotating. Yes or no? The body will start rolling. Okay. And then after some time, we will find that the velocity of the body start pure rolling. Pure rolling means omega is equal to v by r. Now the velocity changes to v. Okay, fine. So we need to find that time when the body start pure rolling. Okay, did you understand up to this point that why the body start rolling on the surface? Because when you give a linear velocity v naught, here we are not rotating the body. Okay, simply we are giving a velocity v naught on the body. Because of that v naught, there will be the friction on the body. That friction is opposite to the v naught. Okay, now what will happen? This friction will provide the torque, and because of that torque, the body start rotating, start rolling, and after some time we will find that the body start pure rolling. Okay, now when the body start pure rolling, then what is the velocity of the point of contact? What will be the velocity of point of contact? it would be 0, because for the pure rolling, the velocity of point of contact would be 0. Okay, fine. Now, can anyone tell me from this condition to this condition, means in between time t equal to 0 second to time t equal to t second, is the body, is the friction acting on that body is a kinetic friction or a static friction? It is the kinetic friction. Very good, very good. If it is a kinetic friction, then can I say that the value of that friction will be equal to mu times of normal reaction? Now, if you draw the free body diagram of this body, mg will be acting downward. This is mg. Then we have a normal reaction n. So what is the value of normal reaction in this case? Normal reaction will be equal to mg. So what is the value of friction force? Mu mg. Okay. So from this point to this point, means before pure rolling, the body is sliding. Is it sliding or not? Sliding, you understand? Means the body will slide. So between these 2 points, is the body sliding? Yes, it is sliding. It is sliding between t equal to 0 to t equal to t second. And at t equal to t second, it start pure rolling. So here from this point to this point, the body is sliding. Okay. And when it reaches point A, when it reaches this condition, it will start pure rolling. So this is the condition of pure rolling. And from here to here, there is a sliding of the object. Okay. Now you tell me one more thing. When the body start pure rolling, then the friction force is acting on that body. So which friction, that friction force will be a static friction or kinetic friction? Friction at this point, it should be static friction. Very good. How we can say it is static friction? Can anyone tell me the reason for that? Why here is a static friction? Because there is no sliding. Very good. Because the point of contact velocity is 0. It means what? What does it means? It means that there is no relative motion between the point of contact of the body and the surface. Which means when the body start pure rolling, the friction force acting is static friction. The friction force acting will be the static friction. Why? Because the point of contact velocity, the point of contact velocity is zero. Is zero. Which means what? There is no relative motion between the body and the surface. But it won't stop. Don't say that body will stop at this point. No. See, that is what yesterday I told you. That in rolling motion, even though there is no relative motion between the two bodies, still the body is rolling. The reason is that what? What is the reason for that? Ma'am, in pure rolling, the friction is static friction, but the body will not stop. Why? Because in rolling motion, every time the point of contact will change. Every time the point of contact will change. So, so there is no relative motion between the point of contact and the surface. But the point is changing every time when the body is rolling. Are you getting this point or not? You could have told me that if it is a static friction, the body should stop, but the body is not stopping. It is keep on moving. The reason is that even though there is no relative motion between the point of contact and the surface, every time the point of contact is changing. Because of that, the friction will be static only. Are you getting this point or not? Yes or no? Okay. So these are some basic things you have to understand here, that okay sir, why the static friction is there, why we have a kinetic friction between this point to this point, because from this point to this point there is a sliding of the body, there is sliding of the body. Okay, then from this point you start pure rolling. Pure rolling means there is static friction acting on the body. If it is static friction, the point of contact velocity and the surface velocity should be zero. Okay, therefore it is a static friction, and every time the point is changing. Okay, so there is no relative motion between the point of contact and the surface. Okay, any doubt you ask me, and please make all the point which I am telling you. Okay, please make a note of that. Okay, these are very important conceptual things, you have to understand that. Any doubt, tell me. Okay, now let us find that let us find the uh, that find the time at which the body start pure rolling, find the linear velocity of the body at that time when it start pure rolling. Okay, suppose we have given velocity v naught to the body. Okay, after some time it start pure rolling. Okay, you have to find this velocity v. Now in order to find the velocity v, we can use a concept here, that is we can use okay, the concept of linear angular momentum conservation. How we can use that concept, how can we use the concept of angular momentum conservation? When can we use the concept of angular momentum conservation? When net torque about any point is zero? Yes or no? Yes, when the net torque is zero. Now, which point I should take where the net torque is zero? The point where the net force is zero means the point where all the forces are passing. Am I correct? So if I take, yes, the point of contact, if I take this point of contact A, then can I say that at this point of contact A, the net torque will be zero? Okay, so the net torque about A will be zero. That is very simple because at this point the friction force is passing, mg is also passing, the normal reaction is also passing. So all the forces are passing through the point of contact. So if I take the torque about point of contact, the net torque about point of contact will be zero. Which means what? Can I conserve angular momentum about A? So angular momentum can be conserved. The angular momentum can be conserved about A. Which means what? The initial angular momentum must be equal to final angular momentum. Am I correct? What is initial angular momentum? See, when the body start, it has only linear velocity, that is v naught. So what is the momentum of the angular momentum of the body about point A? Initial angular momentum, that is rmv. Very good. So it would be equal to rmv naught because initial velocity was v naught. Am I correct? Rmv naught. Okay, you can say that, sir, r vector will be equal to radius vector r. V naught is so r vector and v naught are perpendicular, so we can write here as r m v naught. Okay. What about the final angular momentum? Means when the body start pure rolling. So when the body start pure rolling, it has an angular velocity omega as well as it has a linear velocity of v naught. Okay. So the momentum about A when it start pure rolling will be given by mvr, the velocity of the body, plus I into omega. I about which point? I about the center of the mass. Okay. So can I generalize this like this? That R, this radius is capital R, not small r. Okay. R m v naught must be equal to mvr plus I will be equal to k mr square into omega. K mr square into omega. Now omega is equal to v by r because it start pure rolling. So can I say like this, that r mv naught must be equal to mvr plus k mr square omega. Omega is v by r. Okay, omega is equal to v by r. Okay, one thing I missed here. What is the direction of initial angular momentum? Is it inside the plane or outside the plane? Is it inside the plane? Very good. Inside the plane. Okay, fine. What about MVR? Again, it would be inside the plane. What about I omega? I omega is also inside the plane. Means all are inside the plane. So directly we can add. No problem in that. All angular momentum are inside the plane, so we can add this. Okay, fine. So we get R mv naught equal to mvr plus k mr square by v naught. So 1 r get cancelled out. So we get what we get, that and 1 m will also get cancelled out. Okay, and r will also get cancelled out. So we will get here as v naught is equal to v plus kv, v plus kv. Okay, so v naught must be equal to, sorry, v must be equal to, v naught must be equal to v common 1 plus k, 1 plus k. Therefore v naught is equal to v must be equal to v naught 1 plus k. Okay, that is the velocity when the body start pure rolling. Okay, inside the plane is subtract, so all, if all the sides are negative, so we can directly cancel out negative, become positive only. Okay, means if all the sides have negative, minus minus minus, it becomes plus only, no? Plus plus plus. Okay, see, I told you that angular momentum about any point is equal to what? I about center of the mass, I about center of the mass into omega plus mvr. I think when I taught you angular momentum, I told you, just revise that concept. Angular momentum about any point is given by I about center of the mass into omega plus mvr, mr cross v. Okay, how net torque is zero about point, not about O, about A it is zero. Because from point A we have friction force which is going down. Then mg is also passing through mg A. Normal reaction is also passing through A. So at this point the net force is zero. There is no force. Sorry, there is no torque because all the forces are passing through this point A. That is why torque is zero. Fine. Means if you look at this A point, at A point we have all the forces. Normal reaction is passing, friction is passing, mg is passing. Okay, normal reaction, mg normal. So there is no torque by all these forces about A. Okay, I hope you understand this. What is the velocity? How I equal to kmr square? I think in the beginning of the class I told you I have generalized the condition I equal to kmr square. K can be any constant. For ring it is 1, for disk it is half, for hollow sphere it is 2 by 3, for solid sphere it is 2 by 5. Okay, so this I have generalized this thing. I equal to kmr square. For any body which can roll. Okay, I hope you understand this. That when can the velocity, what is the velocity of the body when it start pure rolling? That is v naught by 1 plus k. Now if I take if I say, if this body was disk, if the body was disk, then what is the value of v? Can you tell me? If the body was disk, then velocity when it start pure rolling will be equal to how much? V naught divided by 1 plus half, which means how much? 2 by 3 v naught. Okay, so if it is disk, it would be 2 by 3 V naught. If it is solid sphere, then we can change the value of the K. Okay, so for this K is equal to how much? K is equal to half. Okay, so it would be 2 by 3 V naught. Did you all understand this? So we have found the velocity when it start pure rolling. That is V equal to V naught 1 plus K. Okay, any doubt you ask me? Any doubt? No, no doubt. Okay. Now next thing is we have to find the time when it start pure rolling. Okay. So before that, just give me one minute. Okay. Okay. Now we need to find the time when it start pure rolling. Now just tell me one thing. Up to point t equal to 0 second to t equal to t second, the friction force is acting on the body. What is the value of the acceleration of the body or deceleration of the body before it start pure rolling? That is minus mu g. Yes, very good. Because we can see that from point A, from this condition to the pure rolling condition, the friction force is acting. That is equal to mu times of mg. So what is the acceleration of the block? The acceleration of the block will be equal to, that is, acceleration will be equal to, or we can say net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So friction, net force is friction force, that is equal to m into a. Okay, so it is mu mg is equal to ma. Therefore, a will come out to be mu mg, mu g. Okay, it should be negative because it is friction force. Okay, it is friction force, so it is negative here. Okay, so acceleration is mu g. Now this acceleration is constant acceleration or a variable acceleration? Kinetic friction is constant, so the value of acceleration will be constant. Correct? Yes. If it is constant, can we apply equation of motion between these two conditions? If I apply equation of motion, can I write like this? The final velocity v equal to initial velocity v naught minus mu g into t, minus mu g into t, where t is the time taken to start the pure rolling. So we can get that mu g into t must be equal to v naught minus v. Therefore, time taken must be equal to v naught minus v divided by mu into g. And what is the value of mu v? We can substitute the value of v from this equation and then we can find the time. So time taken for pure rolling will be equal to v naught minus v by mu g. Okay, did you understand this? How much is the time taken by the pure before you start pure rolling? That is mu v minus v naught minus v by mu g. Yes or no? And what is the value of v? V value we can substitute from this expression. That is v equal to v naught 1 plus k. Okay, fine. That is the next part of the problem. Any doubt in this you ask me? Any doubt in this you can ask me. No. How A is constant? Because it is kinetic friction. Kinetic friction will never change. And what is the value of kinetic friction? That is mu mg. So A will be equal to minus mu g. Mu is constant, g is constant, so A will also be constant. That is why we can apply equation of motion. Yes, yes, yes. We can substitute the value of v in this. How final velocity is more than initial velocity? Final velocity is v is the initial velocity, final velocity, and v naught is the initial velocity. What is the problem there? friction force is acting. Friction force will reduce the velocity of the body. See here, if the body was this, then the velocity, final velocity was two third of v naught. See, if it was disk, then final velocity was two-thirds of v naught. So it will be less than that of initial velocity because friction force is there. Did you understand, Pawan? Because of friction, the velocity will reduce now. It will decrease now. And we can see from this point, from before it attains the pure rolling condition, the friction force is kinetic friction. Kinetic friction. Therefore, velocity will reduce. Therefore, final velocity will always be less than the initial velocity. Okay, fine. Now just think of the torque. Who is providing the torque? What is the torque of the friction force in this case? What is the torque of the friction force? See, about the center, if you find the torque, then what is the r vector? R vector is the radius of the body, and friction force is acting on this side. So what is the torque acting by the friction? The torque by the friction will be equal to how much? Torque by friction will be equal to how much? F into R. Am I correct? F into R. See, radius vector is this, R vector is the radius of the body, F is acting on this side. So the value of the torque by the friction force will be R cross F. Okay, R cross F. Now direction will be what? Inside the plane, outside the plane. Inside the plane, outside the plane. Tell me fast. Inside the plane, yes. So the torque will be inside the plane, cross. Okay, it would be cross. Now this is the torque which provide the rolling motion of the body, which means this torque will provide the angular acceleration of the body, that is I into alpha. Am I correct or not? This torque will provide the angular acceleration of the body, that is I into omega, means I into alpha. So from here, can we find the angular acceleration of the body before it has the pure rolling condition? That must be equal to F R divided by I. I will be equal to kmr square. So can I write like this? Alpha will be equal to how much? The friction force acting on the body divided by k into mr. That is the angular acceleration of the body before it has the pure rolling condition. And F value we know, F value is equal to mu mg. So we can substitute the value of friction force. Okay, fine. Direction of this alpha will be inside the plane. Okay, direction will be inside the plane. Fine. Now because of this alpha, the body will start rolling or rotating about the central axis. So from there, can we say that the final angular velocity of the body, that is omega, must be equal to initial angular velocity plus alpha into t. Am I correct? Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Okay. Now initially we have given no angular velocity. We have simply given the linear velocity v naught. So can I say like this? Omega must be equal to alpha into t, because 0 omega naught will be 0 plus alpha into t. So we get omega is equal to alpha, which is the friction force, by kmr into time t. So this will be equal to v by r. This will be equal to v by r because it is the condition of pure rolling. Okay, it is the condition of pure rolling. After solving this, you will get the same value as v by r only. Okay, fine. Did you all understand this up to this point? Please tell me. Okay. Now, next part is to find the work done by the friction force. We have to find the work done by the friction force. Okay. Now just tell me one thing. See, before the body attains the pure rolling, the motion of the body is sliding motion. Am I correct? Means before it attains the uh, pure rolling motion, it is the sliding motion. Which means if it is sliding motion, then the friction will do some work also. The friction must have done some work. Okay. Now how to find the work done by the friction? The work done by the friction, we can apply the work energy theorem. That work done by the friction force must be equal to the change in kinetic energy. That is final kinetic energy of the body minus initial kinetic energy of the body. Means change in kinetic energy is equal to the work done by the friction force. What is the final kinetic energy of the body? That is when a when the body start pure rolling, then it has linear velocity, that is half mv square plus half I about center of the mass into omega square. Am I correct? That is the final kinetic energy of the body when it starts pure rolling. Half mv square plus half I about center of the mass into omega square. Okay, so it should be half mv square plus half I about center of the mass is kmr square into omega is equal to v by r whole square. So I think r square get cancelled out. So final kinetic energy will come out to be half mv square plus half k mv square. Okay, so half mv square can be taken outside 1 plus k. This is the final kinetic energy of the body. What about the initial kinetic energy? That is half m v naught square. Half m v naught square is the initial kinetic energy. So work done by the friction force will be how much? The work done by the friction will be final kinetic energy, which is half mv square 1 plus k minus initial energy, that is half mv naught square. We know the value of v. We can substitute the value of v and get the work done by the friction force. Okay, did you understand this? Yes or no? Okay, so work done by the friction force will be equal to half mv square 1 plus k minus half mv naught square. We can also find the work done by friction in another method also. Can you think of that method? How we can find the work done by the friction force? See, this is the work energy method we have applied. We can also apply other method also. See, first you copy this, then I'll tell you. Okay. Are you finding it difficult or it is easy? Tell me. Easy, very easy, very good. It is the most difficult part of rotation, rolling motion. Okay. You all are finding it easier. Yes, very good, Kritika. Finding the displacement of the body and then multiplying with the friction force. Very good. See, yes, very good, Pawan. Okay. So another method of finding the work done by friction is to find the displacement of the body before it starts pure rolling. Suppose displacement is d. The displacement of the body before it starts pure rolling is d. Okay. So can we find the displacement? We can easily find. Displacement will be equal to how much? V square minus u square divided by 2 into a. We can use this expression, equation of motion there. Okay, fine. So displacement d will be equal to final velocity of the body is v square. Final is v square. Initial is v naught whole square divided by 2 into minus mu g. That is the displacement of the body. Fine. And what is the work done by the friction force in that case? Work done by friction will be equal to friction force F into displacement minus y minus Ft, because the displacement is on the right side and friction is acting on the left side. So work done by that friction will be negative in that case. Okay. So it should be minus Ft. So minus, what is the value of friction force? Minus mu mg into displacement, which is v square minus v naught square divided by 2 into minus mu g. Okay. So I think this minus minus become plus. Okay, minus minus mu g can cancel out. So I think we are getting somewhat around m by 2 v square minus v naught square. Okay, fine. V square minus v naught. What is the value of v naught? V value is v naught by 1 plus k. Okay, so m by 2 v naught plus 1 by 1 plus k whole square minus v naught whole square. So m v naught whole square by 2 1 plus 1 by 1 plus k whole square minus 1. This is the work done by the friction force. Did you all understand here? Yes or no? So that is how we can find the work done by the friction force. That is mv naught square by r 1 plus k whole square minus 1. So if you take ring, if you take disc, whatever you are taking it, you will get it. We can use equate the, we can equate the work done by the friction force. We will get the same answer by using any method you use, you will get the same answer. Okay, fine. I have done in both the method, by applying work energy theorem, by applying displacement, anything. Okay. Any doubt? We can equate work done by the friction obtained by work energy theorem. Yes. That also we can do. We can find the work done by the friction force, then we apply work energy theorem to find the velocity of the body. Any way you do, answer will be correct only. Okay, fine. Okay, so please make a note of this. So this is a complete analysis of the rolling motion. Okay. Now one more thing I want to ask you. What is the work done by the friction when pure rolling is there? What is the work done by the friction when the body is having pure rolling? Work done by the friction in that case. Zero. Yes, very good. Why it is zero? Because there is no relative motion between the point of contact and the surface. So work done will be zero. Okay. So you can make a small note. The work done by the friction. Here I will make a note. Okay, just make it here. Okay, the work done by the friction force. Work done by friction in pure rolling will be zero because there is no relative motion between the point of contact and the surface. So there is no work done by the friction in the case of pure rolling. So after means friction is the negative work done, na? So when the body start pure rolling, there will be no work done by the friction force. Okay. Now if you imagine this case, suppose we have a very good surface. Okay, the surface which have no irregularities. Okay, there is no other inertia type of things or no air resistance is there. Okay, only friction is there on the surface, and you roll the body. It will keep on rolling for infinite time. Means if there is no inertia, when there is no air resistance, there is no other factors, and if you simply roll the body, only friction is there on the surface, you will find that that body will keep on rolling for infinite time because there is no loss of energy. When pure rolling is there, there is no work done by the friction force, so there is no loss of energy. So the body will keep on rolling with the infinite time. Okay, and you can do the experiment at your home also. You take a coin and you roll the coin. You will find that coin will roll for very long distance. If you just roll the coin, you will find that it will roll for very long distance. Okay, did you all get this? Any doubt you can ask me. Any doubt you can ask me. Okay, so please make a note of this. Okay, now do one problem. Very easy problem I'm giving you. Long distance also and time also both. You can roll a coin on your floor. You will find that it will roll for a very long time as well as for a long distance also. It will keep on rolling. Okay, fine. Okay, next is now do one problem later. Question is a solid a solid sphere of mass 5 kg and radius 2 meter. Solid sphere of mass 5 kg and radius 2 meter is given a linear velocity of 10 meter per second. Okay, and angular velocity of 1 radian per second as shown in the figure. Okay, so we have given 10 meter per second a linear velocity initial condition. Okay, and omega as 1 radian per second in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, in anti-clockwise direction. Find the velocity. Find the velocity when body start pure rolling. Find the velocity when body start pure rolling. That is the first part. Okay. Okay, then you find this only. Find the velocity when the body start pure rolling. A solid sphere of mass 5 kg radius 2 meters given a linear velocity of 10 meter per second and angular velocity of 1 radian per second. Find the velocity when it start pure rolling. Find the velocity when it start pure rolling. Okay. We can find all the points also. We can find the time before it start pure rolling. We can also find the work done by the friction also we can do. Okay. But for now you find this only. Find the velocity when it start pure rolling. Okay. So in this I have given initial omega also. In the previous problem, in the previous discussion, I have not given the omega. But here I have given the omega also. Okay. Then you have to find that velocity when you start pure rolling. Okay. So please solve this problem. Do anyone got the answer for this? (10.8) is the velocity. Okay, it would be less than it should be less than the velocity which we have given. It should not be more than that. Find the velocity on start pure loading. What is u? U is not required here. Without u also you can solve that problem. Without mu also you can solve the problem. Okay, let me solve. Okay. 50 by 7. Okay. Meter per second. Fine. See, what we can do, we can take a angular momentum about point A. Yes. Can we take angular momentum about point A? Okay, so if you write down the initial angular, see, about A, the torque will be 0. I already told you that friction will be passing through this point. Mg will be acting from this point. Mg should be passing from this point. Normal reaction is also passing from this point. So torque about A will be 0. So what is the initial angular momentum? Should be equal to final angular momentum. What is initial angular momentum? The momentum of the body, okay, that is I about center of the mass into omega plus m r cross v. Fine. That is the initial angular momentum. Now here, omega is rotating anti-clockwise, which means the direction of the omega will be outside the plane. Okay, so when the body is rotating, you have to curl your finger in direction of omega, and we will get the value of angular momentum. So it is outside the plane. What about I center of the mass? For solid sphere, it is 2 by 5 mr square. Mr square into omega dot. What about mr cross v? Now the radius vector for the center of the mass is on this side. Our velocity is this. So mr cross v will be inside the plane. So mrv inside the plane cross. This is the value of initial angular momentum. Did you understand this? Yes or no? Why it is dot, why it is cross? Yes? Don't make a small mistake, okay? The angular momentum, initial angular momentum would be equal to I center of the mass into omega plus mr cross v. This will be equal to 2 by 5 mr square into omega dot and mrv into cross. Okay. So we put the values here. 2 by 5, mass is how much? 5. Radius is equal to 2 square. Omega is equal to 1. Then dot I have taken more positive. Cross will be negative. So 5 into 2 into 10 is equal to initial angular momentum. Okay. So this 5 and 5 will get cancelled out. Okay. So this will be how much? 4 into 2, 8. So it should be 8 minus 20 into 5, 100 is equal to initial angular momentum. So minus 92 is equal to initial angular momentum. What about final angular momentum? The final angular momentum will be equal to the momentum about center of the mass into omega plus m r cross v vector. Okay. So moment of inertia of center of the mass will be 2 by 5 mr square omega. Omega will be now what? Inside the plane cross. plus m into radius vector r velocity v inside the plane cross. Okay, so 2 by 5 into 5 into 2 square into v by r should be plus or minus plus mrv. So 5 cancel out. R we can take as 2 here. So mass is 5, r is 2, velocity is v. Okay, so 1 2 cancel out. So 4v plus 10v inside the plane, because both are negative, so I have taken inside the plane. Okay, cross, and this is also inside the plane. 92 is also inside the plane. So initial angular momentum must be equal to final. Therefore, minus 92 must be equal to 14v. Both are inside the plane, so cross. Okay. So 92 equal to 14v. So v is equal to 92 by 14. So this will go by 7 times 4, 43 by 7, I think. 46 by 7, sorry, meter per second. This is the answer. 46 by 7. So velocity when it's attend the pure rolling is how much? 46 by 7 meter per second. That is why I told you don't forget the basic concept. That is why I have explained you the angular momentum, how to find the angular momentum of the body. So when I combine in pure rolling, you won't have any doubt in that. Okay, yes or no? Tell me. So don't miss the small points. Okay. So I think Gitika, you got 46.46 by 7. What about mm 50 by 7? Okay. Mm, 9.2. So I think only one student got the correct answer. 46 by 7. Anyone else got this answer? Same answer? Okay. Please make a note of this. Any doubt, any problem, you can ask me. Okay, the next topic is the force analysis. Should we start now or tomorrow we can do? Tell me. The force analysis. Tomorrow, okay. I'll tell you the basic thing, okay, about the force analysis. Okay. Tomorrow, okay, fine. Okay, so we'll do tomorrow. Any doubt in between, you ask me. Anywhere you are having any problem, you ask me. Okay. So tomorrow we have force analysis we will do. Then we will do the rolling motion on an inclined plane. Then our chapter is over. Okay. So two topics are left: the rolling motion on the inclined plane. Then we have the force analysis. Okay. I think tomorrow we'll complete. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow we'll complete. Okay. See, force analysis you can understand like why the body is rolling. See, if we apply some external force on the body, like I give you such basic idea. Okay, tomorrow we'll explain you. Suppose that suppose this is the body here. Okay, now in the previous case which we have done, in the previous case we have only given the initial velocity. We have not given any external force. Only velocity was given to us. Am I correct? Okay, only velocity v naught was given to us. There was no other force. But when you give v naught, the friction force came into play, and that friction force was providing the torque in order to roll the body. So that is why I told you the friction is required for rolling the body on the surface. Okay. Now suppose that there was no friction on the body, say mu equal to 0. But I applied some force. Suppose I applied the force F. That force I have not applied at the center of the mass. I have applied somewhere else. Suppose at a distance of h from center of the mass. Now will the body will roll? The mass of the body is m, the radius is r. Will the body roll if I apply the force F? Yes. Now, now who is providing the torque for rolling the body? The external force which we have given. The external force which we have given. So the torque of this force and mu equal to 0. So there is no friction on the surface, on the ground. There is no friction. Only external force is there. Okay. Now this external force will do what? It will provide the torque. And what is the value of that torque? That would be equal to F into H. FH. FH. Okay. Fine. FH is the torque here. No, force is not passing through the center. That is why I told you I am applying the force not at the center, but at a distance of h from the center. H is the distance from center. So because of this torque, the body will start rolling, and that body will start rolling with an angular acceleration, that is torque equal to I into alpha, which will be equal to F into H. Okay, which will be equal to F into H. Therefore, alpha will come out to be how much? Fh by I. Fs by I will be the value of the angular acceleration. Fine, will be the value of angular acceleration. So the torque is provided by the external force here, that is F. Okay. Now because of this force, the body will accelerate also. The center of the mass will also accelerate with A. So what is the value of acceleration of center of the mass? That would be simply F by m. So acceleration of center of the mass will be F by m, and the value of angular acceleration will be F into h. Okay, F into h by I. I is the moment of inertia of the body about the center. Okay. So if you apply some external torque, the body will roll also. It will have both translational motion as well as rotational motion. Even though there is no friction on the surface, even though mu equal to 0. Okay. So there, did you understand the basic difference between the previous example and this example? In previous example, we have not given any external force. Only velocity was given to us. In that case, friction was required to roll the body. In this case, even though there is no friction, if we apply external torque, external force, it will roll the body. Okay. H is the distance of the force from the center of the mass of the body. See, this body will have center of the mass at point 2. So H is the distance of the force from the center of the mass. So we will find the torque about the center when we apply external force. Okay. Did you understand this? Yes or no? So this body will have both rolling motion, means both translatory as well as rotational motion. Means rolling motion will be there. Okay. Fine. So tomorrow we'll discuss when there is friction also. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss the condition when there is a friction force. Okay. Fine. Thank you all. Okay. Next chapter is gravitation. Okay. next chapter is gravity.